Hey, Jonathan Taylor had himself an interesting Sunday in Green Bay, didn't he? Goes for 103 on 12 carries and then sits the entire fourth quarter because it would seem that the coaching staff doesn't trust Taylor to pass protect. And the Colts, because they were down at the level they were, they needed to go airborne, right? So Jonathan Taylor didn't play. We talked to him about that.
And at home, I mean, anytime you got an opportunity to get back on the right track at your home stadium, that's always a huge plus. But we got to make it happen. We got to make it happen this week.
You said last week one of the things you wanted to do in terms of establishing the run game was being a little bit more patient, letting those guys up front do their work. What did you see come to fruition last week? How does that carry over now this week with what you guys need to do?
I think we were able to be able to create some run lanes, allow those guys up front to work. They did a great job. But also carrying it over, we got to be able to continue to do this week at practice to be able to have it carry over again next Sunday. You know, just because you did it the previous Sunday doesn't mean it's going to carry you over to the next.
You guys well familiar with Matt Eberflus, his defense, his scheme, obviously some different nuances to it, being in Chicago with the personnel he has. How does that familiarity benefit you? What do you guys know to expect from Matt Eberflus' defense?
For us, it benefits us. Like, we kind of know his tendencies in certain situations, down and distance. Of course, like you said, he can change things up, but we kind of have a feel for what he likes to do, when he likes to do it. So it kind of gives us a sense of anticipation, allows us to play that much faster, but we still got to be aligned, have our alignment, assignment, and technique, because he definitely has some things schemed up on defense that we got to make sure we're ready for.
JT, we don't play in the fourth quarter, and Shane was saying they were going into a lot of passing modes, things like that. I guess for you, in what ways can you grow it in the pass game to make sure you're out there? I
just continue to work every single day at practice. And at the end of the day, it's just all about getting a win. Whatever the coaches feel as though is the best opportunity for us to win, at the end we had a chance. We just got to seal it. We got to execute it.
Jonathan, where do you think your pass protection is at this stage of your career?
I think it's definitely grown. You still kind of continue to get better. You've never arrived. So you continue to do that. Like I said, you got to do it every day at practice. And just because you do something one Sunday, good or bad, doesn't mean it's going to carry over to the next. So you got to continue to do it every single week.
What's the hardest part about playing your position but also being effective in the passing game? How is that balance? Is it a hard balance?
No, I just think the hardest part at this position is just every single down. I mean, you're always taking hits every single down. So you got to be able to stay focused every single down and distance, knowing, hey, what's the call in the run game? Hey, where's the point at? Knowing where your blockers are, where the double team's at. So it's just every position has things that are tough about it. Those are just a few that are tough with the running backs.
AR has this ability to stay very level, right? Very even over the course of the week, despite highs, lows, wins, losses, whatever it might be. He took a lot of last week's loss on his own shoulders. How do you try to be there for your young quarterback, especially over the course of the week?
Yeah, just let him know, like, hey, it takes all of us. You know, it's not all on you. And of course, you know, being at the helm, you know, the quarterback position, a lot of the spotlight is on you. But it's the greatest team sport. It takes all of us, offense, defense, and special teams, in order to get the win. So you definitely don't want him to carry that on his shoulders. And you let him know he doesn't have to, and he won't.
Can you sense, like, as an offense, when you got the run game going, when Shane calls like a play action shot, that, like, even before you get out of the huddle, like, this play's going to work?
Well, you know, you have a sense of if it'll have a chance, you know, especially, you know, if guys are stepping up, instead of getting back into their drops, you're like, okay, we have a chance. Now it's just about finishing it and executing the play.
Jonathan, you talked on Sunday about just how much practice matters, obviously how important that is. When you get a message like this from your coach about how you need to be better at the passing game to be on the field, does that become your focus in practice, just the passing game side of this?
No, you got to focus on everything at practice. Definitely, if there's something you want to emphasize, you for sure emphasize it. But even things that you do very well, you always have to practice those to stay sharp.
From 2 weeks on the field together, what have you learned about playing with Anthony Richardson and what he means in the run game?
Number one, he's going to fight until the clock strikes zero. He's going to be a competitor until that clock strikes zero, and you're never out of the game until that clock strikes zero. So when you have a guy at the helm like that, you know, as long as there's time on the clock, we have a chance, so you can ask for it.
This is going to be a fascinating Sunday for Taylor. Taylor gets the ball. He's productive with the ball. The Colts are going to be able to keep that defense off the field, score points, move the chains, get everything done that they want to do offensively. If he's unable to move the ball, if that offensive line can't open holes and get Jonathan Taylor through them and be productive, this could be a long Sunday.